with the heart of God within me. I sing with the voice of God within me. I rest in the peace of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I know with the mind of God within me. I pray with the faith of God within me. I trust in the power of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I am a safe and loving place, born of beauty and amazing grace. I laugh with the joy of God within me. I shine with the light of God within me. I am who I am 'cause of God within me. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Praises God. Everything praises God. Praises God within me. Within me.
Well, here we all are, gathered together in this place. Why are we here? What is our purpose? Spirit reveal. How do we know what's true and what's real? We may not know where life's road will lead, but it doesn't matter long as we believe that God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever the question may be. What's going on in this world today? Where do we fit? And what can we do to make a difference What can we say? Where do we go? This way or that way? But if we all pray and truly believe, then don't you know we got to love one another so we can let the world see that God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever, the question may be, to whatever the question may be.
Oh, thank you, Eddie Watkins Jr. Good morning, everyone, from Paoli, Pennsylvania. This is Maxine Kay, and I'm the spiritual leader, thank goodness, of the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living. And we welcome you wherever you may be, wherever you are in the country, wherever you may be in the world, wherever you may be on your spiritual evolutionary path. We welcome you today. Come and spend an hour with us. Thank you. You already chose to do that. I'm glad that you're here because this is a place where we open our hearts and our minds to each other. We learn how to apply the beautiful principles of the science of mind to everyday experiences and activities. We walk together as a beautiful, beloved community through everything that takes place in the world. We walk arm in arm, knowing that we stand in the truth, and the truth is that God is all there is. And whatever may be occurring in our external world, there is an internal world, that inner space, where we can feel and know the divine presence and allow ourselves to be guided and directed and nurtured and held in the divine embrace. And so come along with us today. We're so happy that you're here to have an opportunity to celebrate our ability to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. And how do we do that? We do that by utilizing our beautiful principles. We do that by working together, knowing that there is a power for good greater than we are, and yes, we can use it. And there is a power for good greater than we are, and it is using us for good if we simply open our hearts and our minds and allow it to do so. Because all of us together are co-creating a world that works for all, for everyone, for all sentient beings, for the planet itself. So we're happy you're here. Let's have some fun together this morning. Let's remember who we are this morning. Let's have a great time celebrating each other as we walk through some sad times and as we dance through some joyful times. We do it together. And so there's a purpose statement that we love to say together. Would you care to join me? Are you ready? Living, loving, learning, spirituality that works. Yay! And so now we're going to hear the opening song by Faith Rivera, Together.
Together we take a stand for love. Together we make a change for good. Together we break the chains of sorrow. Together we live the truth. Together we raise our voice for peace. Together we sing and jump for joy. Together we move through the dance. Together we live the truth. In every part of me there's a part future's bright. Future's bright. We live and breathe this world with kindness and compassion. We free our love. We free our light. We free the truth. And the future's bright. Together we take a stand for love. Together we make a change. For good. Together we break the chains of sorrow. Together we live the truth. Alright. 'Cause in every part of me there's a part of you. Oh yeah. Alright. When I'm loving me, I am loving you. Oh yeah. Alright. Today we live the truth, and the future's bright. Future's bright.
Thank you, Faith. That was fun. Hey, kids, those of you who are still in town, I'd like to have a word with you. Did you know that we are having our very, very first Centers for Spiritual Living teen camp at Cedar Ridge, which is just outside of Portland, Oregon? And we've had years and years and years of teen camps, but this is the very first one on Centers for Spiritual Living own camp retreat. And it's beautiful. They've been sending pictures. We have there are 3 of us there right now. They arrived on Wednesday, and that's Lilia and Natalie, and Natalie's mother, Natasha, who is now a youth advisor, and she went along too. So the 3 of them flew out last Wednesday, and they're not coming back till next Wednesday, and I don't blame them. They have been sending the most beautiful photos, and they're having a wonderful time. I've been there, not to that camp, but to other teen camps, and so is Reverend Mike, and it's the most marvelous experience. If you are a teen, or if you're going to be a teen, and you will if you're not yet, please start talking to us about next year's teen camp. They're doing wonderful things. And you know, one of the things that Reverend Mike and I remember, each of us remember quite well, is that many times kids would go for the first time. They wouldn't necessarily know what they were going to experience while they were there. They might have been a little tired, or a little, however they got there. They might have been a little nervous. They might have been a little, why am I going here? But the minute they arrive, something magical happens. Everyone embraces them. Everyone accepts them and loves them. And something marvelous happens. And I've seen very, very shy kids, by a couple days into this camp experience, stand up with a microphone and start talking to people with confidence. You see, that's what we get to do. We get to learn how to stand in our truth. We get to learn how to love who we are. We get to learn how to let other people love us and see how valuable and marvelous we are. So you don't have to go to camp to have that happen, but it really does make a difference. So I'm excited about that. And we'll find a way to start showing you some of these pictures, maybe put them on the website, or find a way to share them with you so you can see how beautiful this place is and what a transformation, what a beautiful, healthy, happy change takes place when kids get together and help each other remember who they really are, the truth of their being, and they just shine. So while you're here and not at camp yet, just go ahead and shine, because we love you completely and celebrate who you are, exactly who you are right now. You're wonderful. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you at the picnic next Sunday. Bye for now. There they go. I see them in my mind's eye. Now let's have a meditation, shall we? Breathing in that sacred breath. Allow it to move through your body, calming, renewing, restoring, and harmonizing. Every cell of your body, every fiber of your being is rejoicing to experience this beautiful new life flowing through, uplifting, bringing peace and power, because it's already there, ready to move out into every part of your physical body temple. And now flowing gently through your emotions, bringing balance and feelings only of love and peace and joy. And let this sacred substance move through your mind. Equanimity, awakeness, clarity, and open to the continuous flow of love and wisdom through it. So physically, emotionally, and mentally, we are open and receptive to the inflow of this magnificent divine spirit. And as we fill up with this energetic life force, which is love and wisdom and peace and power, allow yourself now, in this beautiful, balanced state of mind and heart, to invite this flow of divine life and sweet, healthy energy within you to move out and to begin to touch and to bless every sentient being, everything, everyone. That beautiful energy is moving out to bring balance, restoration, and transformation, and a sweet, sweet awareness that God is all there is, that everything, everyone is an essential expression, manifestation of this one beautiful life. And in this awareness, we remember that we are all one. We are past divisiveness into complete unity, past confusion into complete clarity, past upsets into serenity and peace, and beyond any sense of dislike into absolute, unconditional love and compassion. We're standing in the truth of who we truly are, standing as beautiful lighthouses, radiating this light, letting it touch and bless and lift everything and everyone it may touch. As that beautiful flow continues outward, let us go inward more deeply. If you have a question that is ready to be answered, or a challenge that needs a solution, bring it now to the high altar of faith, and come into the sacred silence. Await the sacred answers. And in that sweet, sweet peace within your heart, give thanks for the answers that have come either now or that are on their way to you. For wisdom prevails, love goes before us, makes all the crooked places straight. And we're so grateful, remembering that on the deepest level and on every level, all is well. All is well, truly, truly. All is well.
May you rejoice in the new life within you as you release the old and worn. Open your heart with praise and thanksgiving. May you see God. May you awake to a world of beauty, lifted up from times of tears, aware of the grace that tenderly carries you. May you see God. May you feel God. Was there a time in your life you might have glimpsed something unseen? Now you can believe it's real. May you look back on a life sweet with memories, understanding all was right, and in the whisper of your last breath, may you see God. May you feel God. May you know God.
Thank you, Sue. Now we're going to be graced with our morning spiritual mind treatment. I'd like to invite up our practitioner of the day, Mary Furtaw.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Furtaw, and I'm a practitioner at the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living in Paoli, Pennsylvania. Please join me as I speak these words of truth. There is one power in the universe, and this power is a force for good. This power comes from the one source, and source is God, and God is goodness. Now, while God, at its most fundamental level, is goodness, it is also multidimensional and has other elements that belong to it. One of these is truth. We are told, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." What the truth does is it reveals to us the mistaken belief that has held us in bondage. And we can, and when we do, correct this belief, we are free. There is no substitute for truth. There is nothing more direct, there is nothing clearer, there is nothing more precise, and there is certainly nothing more refreshing or reassuring. There cannot be, because God is truth. I am grateful that this is so, and so it is.
Thank you, Mary. I totally agree with you. And now will you, if you care to, would you join me in speaking the affirmation? Ready? I rely completely on the truth that God is all there is and that I am a magnificent manifestation of it. Speaking of magnificent manifestations, I am delighted to introduce to you your speaker today. He is someone you know and love, I know and love, we all know and love. He walks the talk, he speaks and lives from the truth of his being, and he is honest about it. And I love that. Don't you love authenticity? Don't you love it when people acknowledge that they know who they are, and sometimes they forget, because we all do. It helps us relate, doesn't it? Well, this man directs our beautiful Saturday morning Science of Mind study on Zoom every Saturday. He is a great asset to our beloved center, and he is a great asset to me and to our Wonder Dog Yoga. May I introduce to you Papa Mike, or Reverend Mike Gerdes.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I got to tell you, she does great intros, doesn't she? I don't know. You know how often we take things for... Sorry. I love it. How often we take things for granted. I mean, your loved ones, your spouses, your puppy dogs, your ministry. You may not know it because you don't have other people to compare it to, because we don't go to a lot of retreats and conferences these days. But she's one of the great ones. One of the great ones. And it's my honor to be here today. Sorry, but it's authentic, right? Today we're talking about born free, and yeah, we're born free. It says in the Declaration of Independence that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men or people are created equal, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Those are ones that can't be given away or taken away. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But you know what? Sometimes we recognize freedom is not free. Sometimes we have to recognize that we're not doing our part in freedom. We're not doing our registering to vote. We're not voting. We're not paying attention to issues. We're not getting involved because we're all too far above that, or all those politicians are politicians. We have to remember that we're given something to do. We're given something to do is to participate in the citizenry. And so we need to claim our freedom. We need to declare our freedom. And we need to exercise our freedom. Now, as far as our teaching goes, it's not all that evident. You know, we teach that basically, if I can remember when I was first in the ministry or first studying religious science, somebody asked me, what is it that you teach? And I would bring out the Declaration of Principles. If anybody has ever seen it, you know, it's one of these long sheets, and try reading it. Try to read that to somebody on the phone. You try to tell them what no. Or, your Aunt Bessie asks, what is that cult you got into? And you, you want to tell her the 10 concepts of science of mind. You know, I came to the realization that I had to come down with a sound bite. You know, an elevator talk to tell people what we are and what it is that we teach. And this is what it is. Centers for Spiritual Living, by the way, is the name of an association of religious science churches. We're religious science. You want to know what you are? You are a religious scientist. I am a religious scientist, okay? And religious science teaches the science of mind. Now, what I tell people is we are an inclusive spiritual teaching, taking the good wherever we can find it, making it ours to the extent we can understand it, and actually apply it in our lives. And we teach 3 things. 1, that all is in God. I mean, all is in God, and God is all there is, which is another way of saying there's one. One. Only one. And you and I and everything and everyone else are individualizations of that one. So whenever we harm another one, we're harming ourselves. Whenever we're harming ourselves, we're harming everyone else. So all is in God, and God is all there is. And then we teach that as we believe, so it is done unto us. Because we're surrounded by a creative medium which actually receives the impress of our thoughts and acts upon it. So as you believe, so it is done unto you. So we're really big into being mindful as to what it is that we're thinking about, because whatever we think about, we bring about. We are responsible. That's the hardest thing about our teaching. If you don't like where you are, you had something to do with it. Now, you may not have consciously said, I want to do this, but did you stand up for your freedom? Did you declare your authority? Did you choose what it is that you wanted? You see, the third thing we teach is that you and I have a duty in this life. And that's to love and live more fully. And the reason that we are here to love and live more fully is so that spirit, that one, that I am, of which we are all a part, can be better expressed by means of us. We are the means by which God has a good time. We are the means by which God knows itself. So let's just review that a little bit. Centers for Spiritual Living is a religious science church that teaches all is in God and God is all there is. That's number 1. That as you believe, so it is done unto you. And the third thing is, we've got a duty in life, and that is to love and live more fully. This is where Aunt Bessie says, well, are you a Christian? Well, we're New Thought, and a good aspect of New Thought is Christian. As a matter of fact, Dr. Holmes called religious science applied Christianity. And if you look through the Science of Mind textbook, you'll see that 70% of it comes from the Old and New Testament. So are we Christian? We're Christian in more. We're Christian in Buddhist. That I know. We're Christian in Hindu. We're Christian in Judaism. I don't know enough about Islam to know how much of Islam is in it. But we're an inclusive teaching. I've had people in my centers in the past from all faith traditions come and find home in our center, find home in our church. Because we talk about a golden thread of truth that runs through all religions. We do not put down anybody's religion. You believe whatever it is that you want to believe in. God love you. Because we recognize that that's where you're at. And this is where we're at. I love explaining to people what it is that we teach. I love being challenged by people as to what it is that we teach. Because get this, truth needs no defense. If you know your truth, you need no defense. You can declare what it is that you know. And you know that you know. And you know that you know because you've taken this teaching. You've embodied this teaching. And if you've applied it in your life and in the lives of those that you love, this really makes a difference. It really makes a difference. You talk about the dead coming alive again. I can tell you the number of peoples whose lives were like dead. How many people out there right now might be running around or driving around or laying around, knowing, not having a purpose in life? Wondering, what's it all about, Alfie? Contemplating suicide, or just contemplating getting another drink, or just trying to make it through the TV season without your favorite program? Life is more than that. Life is much more than that. So I'm going to ask you, what's your purpose? To love and live more fully. Now, how do you see that happening in your life? Have you set an intention? If you haven't, maybe it's time to start, because you know what? If you don't set an intention as to where you're going to go, how do you know you're going to be there when you get there? So why don't we stop a moment and ask ourselves, who am I? Who is that I am within you right now? Connect with that. And allow yourselves to open up to that and say, Mother, Father, God, what will you have me do today? To be of support, to be of help, to be of encouragement, so that others may live better, that this may be a better world. You see, this teaching is not about me getting more. It's about me being more. And for me to be more, I need to support one another. I need to support you. I need to support the greater idea, the greater world. I need to have a purpose that makes me get up in the morning and do what it is that I do with encouragement, with excitement, sizzling with zeal and enthusiasm to do the things that God presents for me to do with all my heart and all my might, putting one foot in front of the other, surrendering to God's will for me. Now, I know some of you do not like that term surrender. God, for years I hated that term surrender. Surrender? Me? No, no. I'm an authority. I use the law to bring about what I need. I direct the mind to tell me what it is that I need to know. Well, there's a difference. There's called turning it over, which some of us say, yeah, turn it over, turn it over. You've seen the rocks, turn me over. There's turn it over and there's surrender. Now, how's turning it over working for you? Pretty good? All right. What I find for me is that when I'm just turning it over, I'm holding on to part of it. My ego, and believe it or not, I actually have one. I can tell you about envy. When I turn it over, there's still part of me that wants to be in control. Wants to control how it's going to come about. Wants to control what's it going to look like. Wants to control what you're going to think about me. Wants to control what am I going to say next. But when I surrender, I can just allow Spirit to flow through me and to listen to Spirit tell me what it is that Spirit will have me do today. And recognize that whatever happens, when I surrender the outcome to Spirit, when I surrender the outcome to the working of the law, it's perfect. It's greater than I could have ever imagined it to be. Because I've done my job. I've surrendered to the greater idea and gotten my little self, my bloated nothingness, as Emerson says, out of the way. I was reading something before the service today, and I want to share this with you. I always wondered what it meant, but then I think I got it now. This is from Matthew chapter 16, verse 25. For whoever wills to save his life will lose it, and whoever will lose his life for me will find it. If you want to save your life, you will destroy it. What that's saying to me is that if I want to keep on doing things the way I've done things, without recognizing that maybe I need to change my idea, that maybe I need to change my idea on how I look at things, that maybe I need to change my idea on what I think about other people, I'm stuck in yesterday. See, life is continuing, as Dr. Maxine continues to say, evoluting through me. That means I need to leave the old man behind sometimes. I need to shed the skin of what it has worked for me in the past and recognize it's not working so well for me anymore. Maybe it never did work well enough for me, but it got me by. What are your beliefs right now that you're holding on to from the past in judgment of other people, jealous of other people, envious of other people, angry at other people, putting other people down, so build yourselves up, ridiculing other people, judging? Oh yeah, I've been all there. But what does it buy us? Nothing but hardship and heartache, and stunts us from our own spiritual growth and being a part of the unfoldment of God's greater idea. Remember the first thing I talked about? We're all one. We're all one. So when I recognize that we're all one, I can let those incriminations of other people, those judgments of other people, the envy of other people to go away. If this arm is envious of this arm because notice this? It's got the wristwatch. So it starts beating up on this arm because it's envious of this arm. There's a problem. Because it's all part of the one. When you find yourself being envious of somebody else, recognize they and you are all part of the one. They are you, you are them. There's one. Individualizing by means of you, by means of me, by means of everyone else. So we hold these truths to not necessarily be self-evident, because what happens is, in my experience, in the experience of everybody I've known that have come into this teaching, they had to be pointed out to you. Now I'm told that there are some children that are born into the world, I hear about them, that know all this stuff. You might be the next Buddha or something and you already get it. But to really know who I am, to know I am, that had to be shown me. Even though I use the law of mind, as my thoughts create my world and experience, that had to be pointed out to me. That I had a duty in life that was beyond just getting my needs met. That had to be shown me. So no, these truths are not self-evident. But once you understand them, they become very clear. And very easy to accept, and very easy to know, and very easy to pass on the other person that doesn't know it yet. Can you imagine what this world would be like? And maybe that's what this world needs, is for us to communicate with one another more, to talk more, to share our thoughts and our beliefs, which is one of the reasons why I want you to know what our beliefs really are. I want you to know what our truths really are, so you could tell Aunt Bessie what our truths really are. You can tell Uncle George, thank you, Uncle George. And this is what we teach. And when you find a young person out there struggling, or an older person out there, struggling with an addiction, a broken heart, any of the problems in life, work issues, money issues, any of that stuff, you can tell them there's a better way than the way they've been doing it before. They don't have to keep on going through the same hell they've gone through before. We teach that heaven and hell are experiences. They're not geographical places. And most of us have been through a hell. We're inviting you to experience a greater concept of heaven. Join with us. Join with us. Do everything you can to learn more and more and more about the science of mind. Do everything you can to interact. I know things have been difficult with COVID, but we've connected as a community. Our Saturday morning community really has become a family. And we welcome you to join us. Join with the communities you can find that teach the science of mind. Hang out with other like-minded people. And then do this. Pray. Pray. When you hear about problems in the world, pray. When you hear about problems with the family, pray. When you experience health challenges, pray. And you say, well, what good is prayer? I only pray when I got no other resource. That's where you're making a mistake, because you know what the most powerful force in all the world is? Not just all the world, the universe. God. And God works through the law of mind. And by consciously directing the law of mind, you're making not just use of your faith in God, you're making the use of the faith of God that created the heavens, that created the universes, created you and me. This is important, big stuff. And if you want to get good at it, if you want to find your demonstrations working more effectively, grow in faith. And how do you grow in faith? Not just by doing it once and seeing how it works, but by doing it regularly, often, and knowing that you're getting better and better at it, and then seeing wonderful things happen. Remember, it's not you that's doing it, it's the law that's doing it. You're just directing the law to bring about healings. Wait till you pray for somebody, knowing the wholeness and health that they are. And then you give it over to God, recognizing you're not the one that heals anybody. And that person becomes healed. How you feel? How about somebody that's been suffering from addiction for years? And they find the road for recovery. They finally decide that something within them wants to express more, be more, get clean. It feels great. You can make a difference. Even if you're bound in your chair, you can make a difference by your prayer, by picking up a telephone, by connecting. I not only ask you to hold these truths, I ask you to pass them out. I ask you to write letters, email, text, and let people know you love them. That's all for me today, and so it is. Thank you.
I am inspired. Thank you so much. You don't mind if I hug our minister, do you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay, then. I truly am motivated. And that was pure truth that was just spoken through a beautiful vehicle of the presence of the divine. Thank you, Reverend Mike. Okay, and this is the time of our offertory, and I want to dig deep myself. So let's know this, that we have an opportunity to share our abundance. And where does our abundance come from? There is only one, and that one provides everything. So we give thanks for all the good that is ours now, all the good we have ever experienced, and all the good it is yet to come. And so it's a joy to celebrate this good by giving back to the closest source of our spiritual food. This is the closest source of my spiritual food today. So I would invite you to to find a way to contribute if this is a close source of your spiritual food, as it is mine, and then to join me in speaking the prosperity affirmation. I choose to celebrate prosperity. Divine love blesses my gift. It is my acceptance of God as the source of my abundant supply. With joy and gratitude, I share my abundance with this center. In doing so, I am one with the law of circulation. My tithe goes forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly, and I am prospered, and so it is.
In everything you do, Alea, Alea, your light is shining through. Alea, when you smile, the angels all applaud. Alea, your name means love, a gift from God. Every time I see you and I look into your eyes, there's something in your spirit that makes me realize that you are here to teach me how to live from love. Anyone who knows you knows that you were sent from above. Oh, oh, Alea, Alea, in everything you do. Alea, Alea, your light is shining through. Alea, when you smile, the angels all applaud. Alea, your name means love, the gift from God. From the day I met you, you turned my life around. I've never known a heart like yours. You lift me when I'm down. Everything about you is joy and love and grace. I'm full of awe and wonder every time I see your sweet face. Oh, oh, Alea, Alea, in everything you do. Alea, Alea, your light is shining through. Alea, when you smile, the angels all applaud. Alea, your name means love, the gift from God. Alea, oh, oh, Alea, 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 oh, oh, Alea, 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 in everything you do. Alea, Alea, your light is shining through. Alea, when you smile, the angels all applaud. Alea, your name means love, the gift from God. Alea, Alea, oh, oh, Alea, 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 oh, oh, Alea, Alea, Alea.
Hi, everybody. My name is Edie Janik. I am happy to serve as the president of the Board of Trustees for the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living.
Yay!
And that was a fabulous talk. Usually I point to you over here, but you're over there right now, Reverend Mike. What a great, great reminder. It's so concise. Wonderful, wonderful Sunday celebration talk to refer back to help us really clearly and concisely and in just a few words explain what our teaching is about and how inclusive it is and how it draws from the truths of all faith traditions, and how we practice it in our lives. So it was great. Really, really great. Thank you. We love you. So I always get real emotional when I do that. All right. So we're happy you joined us today. We're really glad you decided to spend your Sunday morning with us, no matter where you are in the world. And we hope that you continue to do so. We are coming to you through live stream every Sunday while we look for our next perfect home. We are coming to you from the Inspiration Cafe here in Paoli, and we'll continue to do so, except for the few occasions where we have the opportunity to come in person for our Sunday celebrations, which, guess what? I'm sure you heard. It's happening. Next Sunday, July 17th, we will be in person, outdoors, and right now the weather forecast is very favorable. Even the 24 hours before and after. So I don't, even if things shift a little bit, I think we're fine. A beautiful pavilion in the Wilson Farm Park. That's located in Chesterbrook, which is Wayne, PA, but Chesterbrook is the community there. That people tend to refer to that particular geographic area as, even though it is Wayne. We will have our Sunday celebration at 10:30. And afterwards, we will have a wonderful picnic in a lovely setting. The pavilion is large. We're also going to have music, live music. So we'll have our beloved Frank Henninger there to help with our, he plays instruments that I can never remember the name of, but I love them. And with no disrespect, but, the beautiful Rav drum. See, I need help with these things, but it's just so beautiful. And he plays the flute. He'll be helping with our prelude. He'll be helping with our meditation and probably a few other items there as well. We'll have Jeff and Emily also helping with live music. Very exciting. And then after all of that, there'll probably be music continuing. If you have an instrument and you want to bring your guitar and we do a little playing, impromptu playing of music afterwards, that's fabulous. We'll have games, lots of food, which, by the way, so you remember when we had our center, whether it was years ago over at the lodge or more recently at Suite 16, when we were organizing a picnic, we would have a sheet of paper and we would ask that you write your name, how many people you were bringing, and what food you were going to bring as a contribution towards the picnic menu. And we'd chase you around physically in the center and say, did you sign up? Why don't you bring something? Hey, we need hot dogs, or hey, we need rolls, or hey, bring some ice. We can't do that physically through live stream. So what we've done, and thanks to Linda O'Neill, the fabulous Linda O'Neill, we sent out an Evite. And I'm looking at the Evite right now. We have a number of people signed up, but I know there's some of you that intend to come that haven't signed up yet. Really helps with our planning and organizing if we know how many people are coming, because we don't want to run out of veggie burgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, buns, salad, coleslaw. We don't want to run out of those things. Because we didn't know how many people were coming. So please take a couple seconds to go into the Evite. And you know what? Even if you don't want to go into the Evite and do it that way, you can call Linda O'Neill. Linda O'Neill, her phone number is, ready? 610-745-8472. You can call her and just tell her, and she'll take care of documenting it so that we are able to provide you with the best picnic experience possible. But this is our way of communicating this, and you're glad we're not chasing you around with a piece of paper in the center asking you to sign up for something. So yeah, that was everything I think I was supposed to say on this part of the announcements, but probably not in the right order. Yes, and next topic is Reverend Mike's Saturday Signs of Minds book study class continues. 2+ years now, or 2 years plus weeks. And as he said during his talk today, you're welcome to join. It's a fabulous experience. The group really has bonded. They've shared and learned, and it's a fabulous experience. And even though they're probably halfway through the book, maybe a little more than halfway.
Always something new.
Always something new. You are more than welcome to join. They'd all be happy to see you. So just let Reverend Mike know that you would like to attend. You can register at our calendar, and he'll send you the link so that you can join. And you can also go to our calendar for July 17th for the picnic and click there, and that'll also take you to the sign-up sheet if you happen to have missed the Evite email. And I think that's it for me. Have a fabulous day.
It's great, Edie. Thank you. It is always such a delight when you come up and tell us what's happening. It gets us excited, and we like that. And the picnic will be wonderful. Please, please come. It's going to be so much fun. Yes, we'll be bringing all kinds of things, from those people who are carnivores to those who are vegans and beyond. So it'll be fun. Now we're going to have our closing song by one of our favorite musicians, Daniel Nahmad, and it is called "And So We Are."
Whoever we think we are, wherever we think we're headed, whatever we're going through right now, there's a truth behind it all, about the stuff we're really made of. And that greatest truth of all is that in His image God has made us. And if that's true, then just think about what it says for me and you. God is light, and so are we. God is love, and so are we. God is life, and so are we. It's truth that cannot be denied. God is power, and so are we. God is peace, and so are we. God is beauty and joy, and so are we. That's the truth of ourselves and the truth of all mankind. Light cuts through the darkness of our lives. Love unites us all as one. Life is a gift we share and cherish every day. Peace is our heartfelt prayer, and joy is found most everywhere. Power is the knowledge that our precious dreams will always find their way. And beauty is in
Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, Reverend Mike, for your clarity, your compassion, your conviction, and your great inspiration.
Okay, let's know together that right here, right now, we know the truth. We hold these truths to be self-evident because we know these truths. And we walk forward expressing that greater idea, expressing the greater love, and expressing that truth. And so it is.